All right, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Otis Frampton Live. I am Otis Frampton, and I'm currently live. Today is final order cutoff for Patchwork of Oz issue 2. As you can see, you can get it. You can pre-order it at any comic shop. So if you can't make it out today or haven't pre-ordered already, give them a call. They can pre-order it for you. You can even give them the Lunar distribution code, or you can get it pre-order it via Comixology on Amazon.com. It's up on Comixology, and if you check out my socials, you'll see links to that too. All right. Enough of that. Let's get going. So today I'm going to be just I'm doing some final shading on a couple of things. One of them is this. The other one is this, which you saw me pencil and I think partially ink a while back. But I'm going to do this first and talk about this real quick. I am watching the chat, so if anybody wants to chat with me, please feel free. Chat on Instagram, YouTube, and Rumble, I should say. All right. So every once in a while, you find yourself having to create things for comics that you didn't even really consider, but then they become kind of a thing. You can see this indicates I'm coloring this page, but there's a scene in the library in this issue, and I wanted to have a big portrait of the people who live there, Dr. Pipton and his wife Margalot, and I thought, well, it'd be kind of fun to do a big version of that in case I want to have it in the background. I can just replace it and move it, and I don't have to redraw it all over and over. And I thought, oh, well, it might be kind of cool to do a portrait of them when they were younger. So that's what this is. And this might actually be its own page at the end of the book as sort of the big version of it. I've been finding ways of creating little pages from elements inside the book. All right, so anyway, let's just get going. I'm going to be shading this. So I'm going to create some layers. So I did this differently than I do most of my pages. I usually work from templates and have things set up, but I didn't have everything set up this time because I didn't plan on actually using it for anything, but now I am. So here we go. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna move the camera just a little bit. Bear with me here. It's kind of close to my head. There. Just wanted to move it a little bit. I kind of already have these this treatment over it because right here. Let's group these and call them adjustments. So I wanted to look a little faded and sort of bluish also because the Munchkins love their blue. So it looks a little lighter and a little more painterly without actually painting the entire thing, which is something I didn't want to do. I don't have time for that. Maybe if I get to the end of production and find I have time for it, I'll give it a more painterly treatment. But for now, I have to sort of do this. It's weird shading the younger version of this character. To figure out how to do it. I'm so used to doing the older version. But that's something you get to do once in a while. It's a fun thing. I mean, this isn't from the original book. This is just something that I thought would be a nice thing to have on the wall. But it helps with the sort of world building and character building. these two characters, you know, are very much in love, and you can tell from their interactions in the book. So I wanted to show them when they were younger. So how's everybody doing today? I am busy. This issue has the tightest deadline probably of any of the issues I'm going to be doing for this series because I was behind. The next issue is going to have a much better timeline for production, and then after that, things should be sort of back to normal. But yeah, this one's going to be probably the quickest I ever create an entire comic book issue. At least until the next deadline. No, but I lost some time with certain things this year, and I gotta fix this. So I got a little behind. Luckily, that's not right. There we go. Luckily, I have somebody helping me with the colors now. As of, oh, what did I just do? Sorry. I just realized I did something. Oh, did I? Maybe I didn't. Okay, there we go. Where was I? Yeah, so starting with issue 3, which comes out on the 26th, it'll be a team effort with Tracy Bailey and I sharing coloring duties. Originally, I was gonna have her color everything, but I'm finding that I'm going to need to step in and color certain things to establish the look here and there and act as sort of art director for the whole thing. That's not a criticism of her work. She's great. But you know, since I started the book on my own, things have to look a certain way for consistency. But she's great at sort of mimicking my style and doing her own thing at the same time sometimes. So but that has added to my workload. That's fine. I've just sort of had to adjust. You never know how much. Never realized how much time making comics is. I was just thinking how much project management is a part of making comics. If you are not a self-starter who can, what are we doing? Who can project manage, even if it's just you, comics probably aren't your thing. Oh, we keep doing that. Because you're going to spend a lot of time, almost as much time as you spend making the comics, with organizational things and project management, and it's a lot of work. So you should know what you're getting into before you jump in. I always say that making comics is it's hard, especially indie comics, especially if you're working, corporate stuff or freelance. There's, you do your part and someone else takes over for certain things. But if you're doing everything yourself, if you're doing indie comics or, even image comics where you're responsible for basically creating everything, doing everything, promotion, all that stuff, making sure the files are print ready, everything that goes into making comic. As hard as you think it's going to be, or as much time you think it's going to take, you should always double that. Because it's a lot of work. That goes for Kickstarters too. Kickstarters almost especially. It's going to take twice as much time and effort as you ever think it will. So prepare yourself. And anybody who tells you different is either selling something or they used a fulfillment service and didn't have to experience it. Didn't have to experience what it takes to put together a comic and get it out there. But I was saying this to my wife last night. As hard as it ever is, I'm not complaining at all. I'm living the dream here. What is that? It's like a fleck or something. Oh, that's weird. Very strange little... Okay, that's weird. There's like a little piece of something in there. I can't figure out where. Why won't that go away? Okay. Oh, that's why it won't go away. Sorry, freaking myself out. There we go. Layer management can be frustrating sometimes. Okay. Just a reminder, I am watching the chat, so if you want to ask me any questions or tell me what you think. Let me know. I'm just going to be working here. Come on. Nope. There we go. Some texture to the background, some like old-timey. How about this? Oh, that's kind of nice. Bit of a spotlight. Where are my brushes? Okay. It's time to tackle the actually, I do want that. Hello, Arts Collection on Instagram. Yes, aren't they a lovely couple? to do that. Let's try this. Going to be finishing up here on this just a little bit, and then I'm going to switch over to an actual page that I'll be working on. I knew I did that. Dang it. What was I doing? I was working outside the lines here a little bit. I gotta figure out where. There it is. Okay. Just want to do. Nope, that's not the right layer. Just a little bit of a spotlight there. It's a couple more things, I think. Copy all. Oops. Copy all. Just going to do a little. I don't know why. I went through all that just to do that. I was dumb. I don't know what I was thinking. Sometimes you forget, you know, the decades of experience you have and do something really stupid. I think that's okay. What I want to do is and see, now I can, I have that done, and I use that as its own page for the end papers, but also, whoops, go in here, copy all, just put it back where it was, there we go. Now I can go to this page, find the background, paste that in. Okay, put it where I had it before. I have the temporary. There we go. Instant portrait. And now I have a larger high def version that, say I have a panel later where there's an angle on it, you know, angle on a character and the things behind them. I can paste it in and reorient it wherever I want. I'm actually going to have to, I'm going to go back and redo this and ease up on the lighting, I think. But we'll see. This is going to be kind of a darkly lit area with, there's windows up, and that's going to be the main light source. So it's going to, anyway, maybe I'll put a little like lamp or something above it. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, that's done. I think I might do the same thing here, or Patchwork Girl's looking at something. I might go in and paste in the Land of Oz map that I did. Maybe even make it bigger here, put her arm out here so I can see more of it. But that was fun. All right, I'm just gonna go over here to this page, and just to let you know what my plan is here. This is the first page where we really get to see the Patchwork Girl sort of do her little slam poetry dance thing that she does a number of times in the book. And I wanted to figure out something that, you know, where it's like a very comic booky thing where you just see the characters against, you know, against nothing. But then I also am toying around with having like paint strokes of different types. I'm going to add to this, but this is like the first sort of idea ideation of this idea, I should say. You know, we'll see. It's going to be more than this, or maybe nothing at all, but that's the idea I had. She previously describes herself as something that would make a paint box. What are the words? Put a paint box to shame or something like that. So the paint theme kind of had me thinking of going with something like that in the background. Anyway, not sure yet, but because I gotta make that decision soon, because it's a decision that I'm gonna have to live with for the rest of the comic, I think. But she does that whole she does her little poetry thing, and it's almost musical, but not quite. But I wanted readers to sort of think of it as, okay, now we're doing her poetry thing. Now she's into this mode, kind of thing. Last Friday, I think it was, I came out here and revealed one of my inspirations for the character that I didn't even realize that was an inspiration, and then once I did, I'm leaning into that, and that would be Cyndi Lauper. But I realized another one when I was laying out another page yesterday, that she's got a little Phoebe Buffay in her too. So I'm kind of, I like to do that, sometimes associate, characters I'm working on with other characters, to sort of figure out how to approach their performance, so to speak. And she's definitely a mix of Cyndi Lauper, Phoebe Buffay, and she's got a little bit of Marla from Fight Club in her. That's a weird thing to admit, but it's true. She's got that sort of weird, exhibitionist freak. She calls herself the supreme freak, so I feel like I'm safe in saying that. PATCHWORK calls herself the supreme freak, not Marla. But yeah, she's got a little Marla in her. So it's a weird combination, but she's Cyndi Lauper, a little bit Cyndi Lauper, a little bit Phoebe Buffay, and a little bit Marla from Fight Club. I kind of like that about her. I'm wondering if I should. I'm probably going to be going to this L. Frank Baum celebration in Aberdeen this year as a guest. I'm wondering if I should admit that Marla from Fight Club is partially an inspiration for this character, or my take on the character, I should say. I wonder how many Oz fans would be like, what? But, if you read about Baum's inspiration for some of the characters and events in his stories, it's stuff you wouldn't expect. And I'm not talking about the whole socio-political theory of Wizard of Oz. I think that's kind of not quite true. Maybe there's some truth to some of it, but it's not that. Frank Baum, Alfred Baum, was writing children's stories, and he loved writing stories for children. So I think that kind of takes away from that. So I don't get into that. That kind of stuff sounds like adults making excuses once they reach adulthood to try to justify them still reading things like the Oz books, where I don't think you need to justify anything. Enjoy what you enjoy. I'm not a big fan of taking something that was made for kids and trying to make it more adult, because the adults who loved it as kids are having a hard time justifying still liking it as an adult. Just like it. Just like what you like. Don't change it to suit your older self. Keep it what it is to retain your youth, if anything else, you know. Escapism is so important, and remembering your child, the things you loved as a child is important. You shouldn't try to make those things grow up with you. Because when you do, you sort of taint it for the next generation, because they have to deal with the... Oh, I didn't finish drawing that, did I? They have to deal with how the adults, so quote unquote, in the room have tainted what they used to love. There we go. Another thing I gotta fix his hair. My wife is my flatter. She flats all my comic pages. Well, most of my comic pages, almost all, I should say, and a lot of my illustration stuff too. She likes playing coloring book with my work, but sometimes she does things like, you know, where his gray hair starts to edge off. She doesn't deal with that. She just, you know, because she knows I'll come in and change it and make it the way I want it to, so she just makes it a straight line. So I gotta come in and fix that. There's another one. I have kind of an idea of where his hair starts to gray. There. That is it. Everyone's so quiet today. If you got any questions or anything, please let me know. Where was I? Oh, I was coloring this guy, or shading this guy. This guy. This is obviously one of the pages for this issue that I'm coloring myself. And like I said, I'm trying to establish sort of a way of showing the Patchwork Girls little poetry moments. So I figure I should take on that responsibility and not leave it to my co-colorist. Oh, I didn't get him over here, did I? Can't forget this guy over here. Hey, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been reading the series so far. And also thank you. Something happened today that some happened on Substack where I have my newsletter. Just got a barrage of new subscribers. I don't know who recommended it or highlighted something or just gave me a shout out. But whoever that was, thank you so much. It was really cool. It's always nice waking up to a bunch of notifications that people want to see more of your work. So thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, looks like I'm gonna be able to get a couple more. Patchwork Girl shading in. Getting to a point which is nice where I'm really starting to know the characters, especially Patchwork Girl here. Where I can work really fast with certain things. got about 10 minutes left, and I'll keep working on this just a little bit longer. Last call for questions and or comments. You guys have been so quiet today. Oh, I just realized I forgot something. Gotta finish inking with some Margalot here. Alright, just a few minutes to go. I'm gonna switch over to this. I use a charcoal brush to shade this mark a lot. And oh, spoilers, by the way. I usually don't do much of a spoiler warning when I'm working, because I figure I tell you what I'm working on up front. So if you don't want to see me making pages of Patchwork Girl because you're afraid of spoilers, you probably shouldn't be watching. All right, wow, look at that, 2:59, exactly an hour, good timing. So, there we go. Still work to do on this page, but got a good bit done. Oh, I didn't finish her over here, did I? Well, I'll do that one when I end the show. All right, just a reminder that, whoops, not that. That's not the reminder. This is the reminder. Today is final hour cutoff for issue 3 of Patchwork Girl of Oz. You can either go to or call your local comic shop. You can even use the Lunar code here, the Lunar distribution code for the issue. Or you can pre-order it on Amazon/Comixology. It's up for pre-order. Pre-orders are really important in the comic biz. They tell stores, they help stores gauge interest in a title. So pre-orders really, really help. So I'd really, really appreciate it if you do that for me, if you're reading this series. Also, please like, subscribe, follow all that good stuff on Instagram, X, Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook, the 5 places I stream to. And I'll see you tomorrow again at 2 p.m. Central. Take care.